state lawmakers are wasting no time in addressing what Republican leadership agrees is the biggest and toughest issue of the session, the expansion of the state's civil rights laws. Senate Republicans have unveiled a bill they say balances freedom of religion with equal protection. RTV6 State House reporter Katie Hines is live with details. Katie?
Erica, Senate Republicans filed this 20-page proposal late this afternoon. In it, expanding the state's civil rights laws to prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in employment, housing, education, and public accommodations. But there are exceptions, specifically for religious-based organizations and also businesses with fewer than 4 employees that provide certain wedding-related services like marriage counseling. Hundreds of people are making their points known on the potential statewide protections for the LGBT community on the first official day of the 2016 legislative session. Organization Day is drawing competing viewpoints and crowds, a sign of what's at stake for both sides in this debate ahead.
We believe that the religious liberties of Hoosiers are in serious danger right now.
Hoosiers from around the state want to see these protections happen.
But it's unclear if proposed legislation from the Senate Republicans will sit well with either side. Senate President David Long says it's an attempt to balance equal protection and freedom of religion.
In this time, day and age, as we now face how do we implement both in our laws, this is our first attempt. It's a good faith attempt.
At this point, House Speaker Brian Bosma hasn't committed to holding a hearing on the proposal. And earlier this morning, Governor Mike Pence confirmed he hadn't had any discussions with the bill's sponsor before the legislation was filed. But he says he will carefully examine any proposals from the General Assembly.
We're just continuing to study this issue very carefully. We've listened respectfully to people on all sides of the issue. I've come to no conclusion about what I believe is the best way forward for the state of Indiana.
House and Senate Republicans continue to push for what they call the simple solution. They say that's adding forwards and a comma to the state's civil rights laws. Now, one more note from the Senate Republican proposal. In order to be protected, gender identity must be shown by medical records or care or a consistent assertion of that identity for at least 12 months.
So, Katie, what would this proposal mean for communities that have approved their own anti-discrimination ordinances?
Erica, we've seen several communities, more than a dozen here in the last several months, do just that. And we're told that if passed, this legislation would preempt any of those ordinances that would conflict with it.